everybody, it's Mena. 1 minute. And today in this video, I'm going to do my top 10 Disney heroes. And by the way, I do have movie reviews up for some of the movies that I mentioned in this video. And I'm going to tell you also why these are my top 10 and stuff. And by the way, I do have some movie reviews up for some of these movies, and if you're interested in them, they'll be linked in the description box down below. Okay, so number 1 on my list would have to be Bernard from The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. The reason Bernard is one of my top 10 is because he actually is pretty funny somewhat, because his superstition, he's like so shy and he's kind of clumsy and he makes a lot of mistakes. And he's in The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under, and if you guys are interested in those two movie reviews, those will be linked in the description box. And I like how he's brave and he'll never give up until he finishes his duty, and he just thinks of others. He's very friendly and considerate for those that need to be helped, and he places his duty before anything else, like Miss Bianca does. And she's going to be in my top 10 Disney heroines, which will be the next one. Okay, number 2 on my list would have to be Beast from Beauty and the Beast, and if you're interested in my Beauty and the Beast review, that'll be linked in the description box down below. And sorry I'm squinting my eyes so much, I just forgot to put my glasses on before I started this video. The reason Beast is my one of my top 10 is because I like how he's stubborn a little bit, and he doesn't know how to let anyone inside and fall in love. And then later, once he saves Belle, he falls in love with her, and he learns to love back. Heck, and if you're interested in my Beauty and the Beast review, that'll be linked in the description box down below. Number 3 on my list would have to be Dumbo from Dumbo, obviously. The reason Dumbo is one of my top 10 because he's really cute, and he's just likes to be around his mother, and he cares for her, and he'll do anything to set her free and save her. And with a little help of his friend, he becomes famous, and she's free. Number 4 on my list would have to be Thomas O'Malley from the Aristocats, and if you guys are interested in my Aristocats review, that'll be linked in the description box down below. The reason Thomas O'Malley is one of my top 10 is because he is so considerate for Duchess and her kittens, and he really is fond of her kids, and they really like him, and he tries everything he can to help them get back to Paris. And I love his compassionate ways. Number 5 on my list would have to be Pinocchio from Pinocchio, obviously. The reason I like Pinocchio is because he, let me think, I'm sorry, I'm having a brain pain. He makes him, because once he makes a mistake, he learns it's wrong, and then he starts to do good. Because he learns what's bad, and then the bad thing, he gets rid of the bad habit, and then he starts to learn what's good, like be brave and save his father from a whale. And then when he sees smoking's bad for kids, he stops smoking, like that. Number 6 on my list would have to be Wart or Arthur from The Sword and the Stone. The reason Wart or Arthur is one of my top 10 is because I like how he learns about the world, and he's full of curiosity. And he's interested in learning, and he's very compassionate and polite and caring for others. And I like how he's really clumsy, and people get mad at him for being clumsy, but later on he sees what his lessons prepare him for. That's what I like. Number 7 on my list would have to be Bambi from Bambi, obviously. The reason Bambi is one of my top 10 heroes is because I like how when he's a fawn, he likes to have fun and play around. And another thing I like is how when he gets older, he learns the reason Bambi's one of my top 10, is because I like how he likes learning, and he's curious about everything and what's coming up next for him. And I like how he fights for Faylene, and he'll do anything for her, and even protect her from dogs or an evil stag that tries to take her away. Okay, so number 8 on my list would have to be Aladdin. The reason Aladdin's another one of my top top 10 is because he, and if you guys are interested in my Aladdin review, that'll be linked in the description box down below. I like how he, let me think. I like how he's like a street thief and he tries to steal, and he steals food to survive. And when he sees like somebody that doesn't have as much as him, he gives it to that less fortunate than himself. I like how he's kind and caring towards others, and he's very compassionate. And then he learns later to be himself and who he really is, instead of like just pretending to be somebody he's not. And I really like those characters that try to pretend to be someone else that they're really not, and then they learn to be themselves later on. That's a great lesson for others. Number 9 on my list would have to be Kristoff from Frozen, and my Frozen review will be linked down below. So the reason Kristoff is one of my top 10 is because he's like so compassionate, kind, and helpful, and he cares for others, and he's just like so helpful to Anna. And he just makes sure she's safe on the journey and will do anything to help her and others. Okay, so number 10 on my list would have to be Todd, not Prince Eric, sorry. Todd from The Fox and the Hound, because I meant to put that instead of Prince Eric, darn it. Sorry, excuse my language. The reason Todd's one of my top 10 is because I like how he is good friends with Copper, and he's like really clumsy, and later on he learns like about how he's like being hunted, and that Todd and Copper are supposed to be enemies, not friends. And I like how his friendship with Todd making them enemies. Because that's what's really good, is I like a really strong friendship that overcomes like separation. Let's say two people, an African American person and an American person want to become friends, and it's the time of segregation. They can't become friends, and they try to everything they can to be around each other, even if their families don't want them to. I really like those strong friendships that try to bring two people together, even though they're supposed to be enemies. I don't know, it's just really cool. Okay, so those are my top 10 Disney heroes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the people I will see you in my top 10 Disney heroines next. Bye.